All right, we are live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chris. This is my channel, We Love Comics, and now that I'm starting to feel better, I'm pretty much at 98%, I'm going to start getting back to some regular comic book videos, because I know that's what you love. Or you're just bored and you wanted to watch something to kill the time. Either way, I appreciate you being here. I got 3 boxes I'm going to unbox. They all have some key issues in it. One of them I've never had before and I've always wanted. Made a deal for it, so very happy about it. And I'm going to share that with you. But first off, I want to let everybody know if you sign up for the Cashback Program, the link is in the live chat. It's also in the description, and it is also going to be pinned in the comment section of this video. If you click on the link, which it's free to do, you sign up. Just check any restrictions for your area. You spend $20 or more within the first 90 days. You'll get a $20 cashback bonus, so take advantage of that. If you're one of the people that signed up for the Cashback Program bonus when it was $40, I think that was back in November, you still have time to spend the $40 or more and still qualify for that $40 cash back. So don't lose out on that opportunity. And I see a couple of people are already here. And one of the things that I always do is I pick 2 of the people in the live chat to be today's surprise subscriber shout-outs. You don't even have to be a subscriber. But if you are picked, you are able to, in the comment section, post the link to your channel or to a video if you want. I do have to approve it, make sure it is something that's appropriate. If you don't have a YouTube channel, if you have an Instagram page, a Facebook account, anything like that, or if you have an eBay account where you sell things that are, again, appropriate, because I will check, if you want to list one of those instead, you are more than welcome to. So come join the live chat, even if you've never seen one of my videos before, or if you're not even subscribed. So with that out of the way, let me put on the video camera so you can see. And we're going to start with the first book. This book right here is definitely one I would recommend getting. It is a key book that the price has gone down a little bit because this particular character has already been in a movie, but that doesn't mean the book is still not key. So one of the good things is you take advantage of the times when prices drop on these key issues so you could save yourself some money. But this is definitely a book I highly recommend getting. And alright, so they taped it to the box. And of course, I always tell you the significance of the book. And I always tell you the price I paid, including shipping. Many people, for some reason, when they do the prices of their comics, they seem to not remember to put the shipping and handling costs because, like it or not, you spent that money to get the book or books. So that does factor in to the cost of what you paid for it. Sorry about this, I'm just kind of, they put tape all along the back here. There we go. Alright, so I will be putting this in a new bag and board. This tape you should never use when it comes to comic books. Alright, so this looks pretty darn good. They said there's tape on the inside of the book, which to me is no big deal. They don't even understand why the tape is there. But that's fine with me. This still looks like it's in pretty good condition. There is a little bit of a stain, a minor stain, but still for the price I paid, I'm not going to complain. This was a newly listed. They wanted $9.99 for the shipping and handling, so a little high for this, especially when they put it in one of these little thin boxes. But it arrived safely, and that's what matters. So the first book, I think this is my 3rd or 4th copy of this book. Definitely one I highly recommend getting. This, of course, is the Invincible Iron Man, issue number 55. First appearance of Thanos. Then, of course, you have the Blood Brothers. There's a lot of key appearances, and from the rumors that I've been hearing, there is a character in here that may end up in the MCU. So this book is still going to be relevant, and I have a feeling we haven't seen the last of Thanos yet, because remember, Thanos has been shown and told to be an Eternal. So, you know, he is going to be involved in those Eternal movies. At least I believe so, you know. And especially with how good Baby, quote-unquote, Yoda it was with the merchandising, even though it's not Yoda. There may be baby Thanoses, and, you know, Marvel is going to take advantage of that, and all the toy companies will. So I have a feeling this is not done. So get this book if you can get it. Definitely a key issue. They had this listed for $200. It was a newly listed book. Video resolution is down. Hopefully you'll still be able to see what I'm doing. But I paid a grand total of $209.99 for this book. So basically $210. This is probably between a 4.0 and a 5.5. I'd say 4.5 to a 5.5. So $209.99, which includes shipping and handling, definitely was not going to pass that up. So if you could find that book, this is a good time to get it, because a lot of times people base their comic book purchases on emotion and what everybody's doing. So this book, not many people are talking about at this point, because a lot of people bought it because of the first appearance of Thanos, and because he's supposedly no longer in the MCU, people forget about the book and they start thinking about others. That's the time to grab this, because that is a key book. And again, there are other people in this book that it's worth having this, especially at lower prices. So get it if you can. All right, next up. This is a book I've always wanted, but this book was really pricey from the get-go. So that's why I tell people, wait for deals. Now, I've wanted this book for probably 3 or 4 years, and saw many opportunities to get the book, but it was just too expensive. Found a good deal. Took me long enough to get it, but as I always say, better late than never. Now, this book has a lot of damage, but the damage is pressable. There are wrinkles in it that do not break color on the front of the back of the book, which is why probably people stayed away from it. They had this at $143, which includes shipping and handling, and I talked them down. But let me show the book first before I show you the price. So this is Harley Quinn #1. This is the Adam Hughes variant. This is a book I've wanted for a long time. Excuse me a second, I just got to let one of the cats out. Nope, she doesn't want to go out. You hold on a second. There we go. I'll leave the door open a little bit for her. But there are 2 creases, but they do not break color. And from the pictures I saw on the back, there's a couple of wrinkles on the back, but again, none of them break color. So to me, this book is easily pressable. Now, will it be a 9.8? That remains to be seen. But for the price I paid for this, I am definitely not going to... let me see something. Is this the Spanish version? Because if it is, this will be returned. This is why it always pays to look at the book. And if it is the Spanish version... Yes. Okay. So I will be returning this book. They did not indicate that this is the Spanish version of this book. And, yeah. So I will be returning this one. So that is unfortunate, and it looks like that will continue to be on my radar. But this is why it pays to check on your books. And this will be disputed on eBay. And it's a shame that there are dishonest sellers out there. But hey, you check the book, then you don't have to worry. And the good thing about eBay is with the buyer protection program, you're covered. So that's good that I did that live, but that is definitely not what I bought. At least not what they said it was. So shame on the seller for doing that. But like I said, I'll get my money back. Next one, got a great deal on this. Just one book in here alone is worth I paid for the entire set. There's about 15 books in here. And very pretty wrapping paper. I guess they still had some of their Christmas wrapping paper. Alright, some of it fell on the keyboard. Alright, so they wrapped this very nicely. They've got plastic wrap, more plastic wrap. Alright, so this group of comics, they were selling for $300, which in itself is a good deal. But they had best offer. So to me, best offer means take advantage of it. Now, I already have a couple of copies of some of these books, so I wasn't worried about the risk of, oh, maybe somebody will buy it before they come back with the best offer, because that's happened before. Alright, so they taped the sides. Let me just get rid of that. Alright, so we got one win, one, I can't say loss, because it's not like I'm losing money. I will get my money back. And this one, we'll check to make sure all the comics that they said were in here will be in here, but they taped the sides, and of course, I mean, it protects them, but you really should not be using this kind of tape because it's thick, it's sticky, and a lot of times you can end up ruining your comics because they might get bent trying to take the tape off. So, but as long as it's protected, that's all that matters. You just got to be careful when you're taking the tape off, and you can see this has been taped before a live audience. Alright, so they got on the top as well, which probably means on the bottom. So yeah, when you're pulling this tape off, you got to be careful you don't bend the comic back. Alright, yep, they did the bottom too, but not all of them. Alright, so sorry about this, give me a second. That's one of the things about live shows. And I want to thank so far the 15 people that hit the thumbs up button. And as you can see, yes, I'm disappointed that that one comic wasn't what they said, but it's not the end of the world because, you know, all you can do is your best. You can only control what you do. You cannot control what others do. Alright, so let's see. I want to get rid of some of this tape so it doesn't bend the comics. Now, all of these are 9.6, 9.8 potentials except for one book, which they said basically, and as I could see, looks like it's got pressable damage, so it can be fixed, but that one particular issue I probably wouldn't get done anyway. Alright, so here we go. We got Venom, issue number 14. This, of course, is the 2008 series. Alright. Venom number 13. Dustin says, it says Spanish version on the cover. How is it misrepresented? Because the pictures that the person posted were so small, you wouldn't have been able to read it, so I couldn't tell. And just because there's a photo, they have to mention it. See, there's a thing in contract law called full disclosure. In the title and in the description, they should have put the Spanish version. Just because somebody takes a picture does not excuse them from not putting in the description. So even if it was crystal clear, if they did not put that in the description, that is still being misleading. So Dustin, that is a fair question, but it is misrepresented because they should have put it in the title and they should have put it in the description. They put it in neither, and the picture that they posted was so small you could not tell. So that's being misleading. Now, I'm not saying they purposely lied. I always give people the benefit of the doubt, but I know full well about contract law, and they did not give full disclosure. Just showing a picture does not matter. That's like, for example, if you went to buy a car and they show you a picture of the car and they show you a picture of the engine and you don't notice one of the wires is missing that can make or break the car from starting, just because they showed an image does not excuse them from not mentioning it. So full disclosure is very key when it comes to any purchase. But again, that's a good question and one that many people would ask. So even if the picture showed it crystal clear and they focused in on it, which they did not do, they still have to mention it in the listing and the title. You cannot have a buyer assume that they know, because some people may not know about it. So thank you for that question. Let's continue. We got Venom number 12. So the last couple of comics I actually do not have. I do not have this one either. Venom number 11. Matt says you bought it though. Well, it doesn't matter. Again, you have to know about contract law. I would recommend studying it. So I'll get my money back, and the person should learn that they should do full disclosure. Buying it, I assumed it was the regular version because nowhere in the title or the description did it say it. So, you know, you guys can make up your own opinions. I know contract law. I'm not worried. So, next up, we got Venom number 10. And we got a little tribute to Stan Lee. So this must have come out right around the time that Stan Lee passed on. The only variant, and I'm happy with this, Venom number 9. I think they called this the Fantastic Four variant. But that's the first full son of Eddie Brock. Venom number 8. I think I might have that one. I'm not sure. Then, of course, we got Venom number 7. That's the first cameo of Dylan Brock. There we go. Then we have Venom Annual 1. I don't know if there's anything special about that one, but still good to have in the collection. Venom number 6. So these are all cover A's except for issue number 9. Old School says, I think Venom hype is going way down. That's possible, but just because something goes down does not mean something stays down. Remember, there is going to be another Venom movie, and there are rumors that Venom may appear in the MCU, so I'm not worried about short term. I worry about long term, so Venom is not going to stay down for long. And that's the best time to buy stuff. The unfortunate problem is most people base things on emotion, and most people will stay away when you say things like that. Most people will agree that Venom hype is going way down, so they'll be afraid to go near them. To me, that says that's a buying opportunity because Venom ain't staying down. So it's going to go up again, and that's when most people tend to buy. So they tend to overspend because they don't understand how investing works. It's buying low and selling high. Most people buy when prices have gone up and everybody wants them. Most people sell when the price starts dropping rapidly. That's not the way to do it, but unfortunately that's what most people do. That's why you see a lot of comic book channels, they base everything on hype and what's popular at the moment instead of thinking about long term. That's why I can buy 3 or 4 copies of Fantastic Four 48 back in 2016 that all 3 of them came back 5.0. I didn't pay more than $350. They're currently worth about $1,500, and they haven't even talked anything officially about Galactus, Silver Surfer, or the Fantastic Four. So the idea is to buy things when people don't want them. Unfortunately, 90% of collectors out there base it on hype. And that's why I really never recommend people watching videos of all the hype books that are on their way out, you know, that are just coming out. Because for every one that succeeds, 90 of them will fail. And unfortunately, you get a lot of misinformation, but it's from very popular people that people like. And you're not really helping yourself if you invest the improper way. But it's your money. You can do whatever you want. And like Ban said, or 6, A-N-N-E-D, says, just like stocks, exactly. It's just like any investment. The idea is you want to invest in things that you know have future potential and you love when there are dips. When I bought those Fantastic Four number 48s, that was right after the Fantastic Four movie from Fox, from Fox, bombed. I knew that those characters were not going to stay low. So I took advantage of that dip when many people stayed away. Like I said, I paid $350 a piece for those. They all 3 came back 5.0s. They're now currently worth $1,500. They're going to be worth a lot more than that. So you have to think long term, and you have to know how to invest. And if you base it on emotion, it's like blackjack or slot machines. You pull a slot machine every now and then and you're going to win. but you're going to lose a heck of a lot more times than you're going to win. And the same thing with blackjack. If you don't know what you're doing, you may win every once in a while, but you're going to end up losing your money overall. So you have to think differently if you want to invest properly. Unfortunately, many people don't want to do that because they join the hype trains. They join the channels that make you feel like, I got to buy those books right now, and you end up losing a lot of money. Now, there's nothing wrong with taking the chance on books, but if you base everything just because somebody else told you that a book is hot and you do no research, you have nobody to blame but yourself. Take responsibility, do work, put in the effort, and wait if you have to. Buying opportunities are always out there, and if you're always buying at the top, you're not investing smart. Now, it's your money, you can do whatever you want with it, but as Punisher says, never follow the sheep. And unfortunately, there are a lot of sheep out there. Be a leader, not a follower. And that's one of the things I try and stress on my channel. And there are plenty of bigger channels that don't like me because of that. Because maybe I take away their hype or something, I don't know. But I want you guys to invest smart. I succeed more than I fail. And even if you do everything right, the same thing with blackjack. You could play the game, you can have everybody at the table know what they're doing, you'll still lose every now and then. You cannot be too high with a win, and you cannot want to shoot yourself when it's too low. You have to find middle ground, take the emotion out of it, be excited if you make a profit, but don't end your life because you lost money. That is going to happen. I've had it happen. Everybody's had it happen. But if you win more than you lose, that means you're putting in the effort. If you're not willing to put in the effort, don't be shocked that you fail more times than you win. So with that being said, let's get back to this. Of course, we have Venom number 5. This is the first one where he gets wings. I don't even know if he has wings anymore. I really don't follow the new books that much. I thought that was kind of cheesy that they did that, but, you know, it is what it is. Sometimes you got to sell books. This, of course, is a key book. I bought several of them back in the days for cover price, but I'll add one more if I have to. This is definitely a book worth getting if you can get the right price, and that's one of the things I always stress on people, because I have people ask me all the time, is this book worth getting? Is this book worth getting? It always depends on the price. If a book is worth $200 and you spend $198 for it, you're not paying a good price for it. If a book is $200 and you're spending $250, you're definitely not paying a good price for it. If a book is $200 and you spend $90 on it, you're making a killing. So it always depends on the price. And if you're not willing to invest your time in looking at the value of books, whose fault is that? You know, it's like getting into a car if you've never learned how to drive. You're more susceptible to get into an accident if you don't know what you're doing. It's not the car's fault. It's not the people on the road's fault. It's your fault. People have to take responsibility not only for what they do, but what they choose not to do. All right. And the major key issue, of course, was included. Venom number 3. This book alone in a 9.8 is currently valued roughly around $280, which, by the way, is less than what I paid for the entire set. So just that book alone made it worth it. Now, it does have a little dent here, but that is non-color breaking. So a pressing could fix that, and this could definitely get a 9.8. Of course, you know, the Venom is going down a little bit, and you have the King in Black series and everything. This is, of course, the first appearance of Null. Null prices have gone down, but does that mean they're going to stay down? That's for you to decide. To me, that's the time to buy them. All right, and of course, Venom number 2. And like I said, all of these are cover A's except for Venom number 9, which is one of the variants. And then last but not least, it does have a denting here, so they probably put too many comics and they pressed on it. But again, it's pressable. Venom number 1. Now, they had this whole thing listed for $300, which for me, $300 for that whole set was worth it. But, of course, they had best offers. So, to me, that says I don't have to pay the full price. So I took the chance, and they accepted my offer, and I paid a grand total of $250 for the entire set, including shipping and handling, which makes them come out to $16.60 a piece. So just book 3 and 4 alone made it worth it. So the rest are all just bonus. So to me, I think that's, I can't say a steal. A steal is if you bought it all for cover price. But considering that is a good price for those. So those are the three. Like I said, I will be returning this book because, again, the picture was like this. How can you see that? Can anybody read that's the Spanish version? So on eBay, they took a picture like this. There was no way to indicate that. They did not put in the title, and they did not put in the description that it was the Mexican or Spanish variant. So that's being misleading at the best and dishonest at the worst. So either way, if you know anything about contract law clearly states full disclosure needs to be placed and meetings of the mind. But again, it goes based on your own knowledge. Just because you don't believe something does not matter to the law. So unfortunately, most people base things on belief systems instead of truth. And if you look at the world today, the reason why it's so crazy out there in this world is because people believe instead of knowing. And a lot of that is because, unfortunately, most people, and you don't have to be one of these people, but most people tend to be lazy, and they would rather have somebody else tell them how to think than to research and take the time and effort it takes to learn factual information. So, like they say in life, you get what you give. If you put out nothing, don't be surprised if you get nothing back. Now, my channel is a prime example of what can happen when you lose a lot. Because I've lost a lot of subscribers. I've lost my comic book business. I lost a lot of income due to this pandemic, and I'll just leave it at that. You can believe whatever you want. I lost a lot and was not able to buy a lot of comics along the way. But when you worry about long term, you get things done, you get your feet back on the ground, and you could start establishing yourself. So never give up. If you give up, you guarantee failure. If you're in a race, it doesn't guarantee you win, even if you practiced day and night for 20 years. But you have a better chance of winning than the person that never tries or gives up. So you make your own fate. Don't let anybody in life make your fate for you. And if you're not willing to put in the effort, well, that's why you're not succeeding in the way that you want to. It doesn't guarantee success, but like they say with the lotto, you got to be in it to win it. So that is my story, and I'm sticking to it. 29 people liked what I had to say, and I appreciate that. Do not forget also, go to the community section of my main page and see the voting system for those comics, because I'm doing a new thing where every month I'm going to allow you guys to pick between 2 and 3 of the 4 comics that I'm sending to get graded. So it's more than just viewing now. You can participate in it. So the highest 2 that get picked for this month will be sent. 2 of the books are neck and neck. I think it's like 22% and 23%. So if you haven't cast your vote yet, go over there and do so. And participate in this channel, because I want this about us, not just me. And that's why I share this information. You may not always love what I have to say, because it's easier for people to say, just cross your fingers, hold your breath, and make a wish, and all comics will just be mailed to your door. Well, that sounds good, but it's not reality. So if you want things, you got to make it happen. But always remember, just because you do everything right does not guarantee success, but it does increase your percentages of being successful. So that's why I appreciate the fact that out of almost 10,000 subscribers, 31 people are watching right now. To me, quality over quantity. Would I love 10,000 people to view right now? Of course. But if only 30 care enough to want to listen and it helps them, and out of those 30, maybe 2 people see it in a different way, then I did a good thing for the day. And in this world, it's better to do something nice than something quite the opposite. So let's do today's surprise subscriber shoutouts. We're going to go with Nitro as number 1, and we're going to go with Sean N, as in nickel. Sean N, you are also today's surprise subscriber shoutout. And he writes, isn't buying the Venom run right after Crates announced that he will be ending at 200 buying into the hype, though? No, I don't buy things because of hype. I buy things because I like them. And again, just because he's ending it there does not mean you're never going to see another Venom comic again. And because of issue number 3, because of the popularity of Null, I guarantee you ain't seen the last of him. And if he ends up in the MCU at some point, And that is a speculation, and I'm not saying that's going to happen. And if it did, it's probably years and years away. But if he ends up a villain in the MCU 5-10 years from now, what do you think's going to happen with these books? So again, all of those books, there are 15 books. 2 of those books are worth what I paid for all 15. So to me, I can easily sell the others between $10 and $20 a piece if I wanted to, and just keep issue even 2. I mean, if you think about it, the key issues are 3, 4, 7, and 9, and the 9 is a variant, so it's worth it for the price I paid. Now, just because I think something's worth something does not mean you have to agree. My channel is not about, hey, this is what I say, so it is gospel. What I do is I share my thoughts, I share my comics with you guys, I tell you my opinion of them, and then what I want you to do is make your own opinion based on your own research. Not by just listening to one popular channel and hearing somebody say, oh, this is the book you need, and just going out to buy it at any price, the first one you see. That is not a smart or a wise way to invest. And trust me, 90% of the people that come to my channel come here when I post a video about speculation. You will notice the videos like this will not get as many views. But if I do a video tomorrow of 5 books you need to invest in right now, I'll have triple the views. So more people are interested in investments, but most people are unfortunately not willing to put in the effort. If you're not willing to put in the effort, you will hardly ever be successful. Doesn't guarantee failure either, because like I said, you will win every now and then, but it's not the wisest way to go percentage-wise. So with that, let's give our shout-outs a shout-out. If either one of you have a YouTube channel, you can post the link in the description. Well, not in the description, in the comment section. Of course, I will have to approve any links to make sure they are friendly, because I always get porn sites that never see the light of day. They all try, but I guess they're not smart. That's why they do porn, trying to post on my comment section all the time. So I do have to verify any link. But if you don't have a YouTube channel, you can also post an eBay account if you have stuff that you are selling that, again, are appropriate. And if you have a Twitter account, you want to post that instead. Instagram, I don't care. It's all about helping other channels, and I hope I can help yours. So thank you very much for listening, and I hope you have a great day. And do not forget, it is not you, it is not I, it is we love comics. You all have a wonderful day. Alright, it's bonus time for those that stuck around and people that watched until the end. That is my power viewers and ultra power viewers. I'm going to do one more unboxing for you guys. This is my way of every now and then saying thank you to those who don't just click off 5 seconds after a video is made, or, you know, watches part of the video, which of course I appreciate nonetheless. But these type are like the videos, like the end credits of Marvel movies. Little Easter egg as a way to say thank you for sticking around. This is just some comics from Southside. It's somebody that I am affiliated with, although I don't make any contracts. I want you to see something. This is how good they package. Look at the size of this box. Here's my hand, and here's what's inside. Now, of course, they put the bubble wrap and they put the cardboard, but this is all that's in there. So look at that compared to the box. You could fit 2 to 3 more of these into that box. But this is what I talk about, like I said before in other videos, that their packaging is better than any comic store I've ever dealt with. And I think they do an amazing job. So these are comics I get for free when I mention the comics in the videos. As you could see, there are several comics. They put them in several different bags. So again, they go above and beyond. And then what they do is, not only do they put them in bags, they fold them so it fits perfectly, and then they tape them to keep them secure. Now, you tell me, have you ever gone to any other site online, even places like Midtown Comics, which is a huge comic books place, you ever see packaging like that? So that's why I love working with Dan at Southside, and if you don't know about them, you can go to the description of this in every video. You will see, and they even put individual cardboard. You could see some of the discount codes that I offered and I made with them. Alright, so this first one, this is Venom Number 31. I think this is the Kyle Hotz variant. We got the regular version, and we've got the Virgin variant. So very happy about that. So they put packing slips in each one. And again, they tape them, fold them over, and as you can see, none of the comics ever get damaged. I mean, if it got damaged with all this protection, somebody was playing football. Alright, I was looking forward to these. Alright, this is Venom Number 30. Absolutely love this cover. This is cover A. I think it's limited to like 3,000. Cover B, which is the black and white variant. Virgin variant. And then the color variant. So I know one of these is limited to 1,500, and the other one is limited to 1,000. So again, those are great covers. Really like those. Alright, we don't need the printing slip. So again, this is something I like to, I don't do it every video, but I like to do it every now and then, where most people just leave, and that's fine. Most people may not know. But for my power viewers and ultra power viewers, you stick around, you get sometimes a little bonus. Alright, so we have Death Metal Number 6. That's cover A. And then we have the Virgin variant. And the funny thing is, making this deal with this comic shop, I ended up purchasing from them one day. They sent me a message about how one of the items I ordered was not in stock. We had a conversation, and I just happened to mention, hey, listen, if I have a comic book YouTube channel. If you want to work out a deal, if I can, get a comic or two for free, I'll do videos and promote your comics. And they put another bag, and they said yes. And I have no contracts that I sign. And it's been a great deal ever since. So sometimes if you make an effort, you'd be amazed at the things that happen. It's the same thing with PGX. I contacted all three. I contacted PGX, CGC, and CBCS. PGX was the only one to respond. They ended up making the deal. And again, no contracts signed. Because to me, contracts suggest I have to promote something or I have to say only good things. So when I say things about their packaging, I mean, you can disagree if you want, but I'm saying it because that's what I believe in, not because I'm contractually obligated. If any company out there, whether it's a comic book store or a toy company or anything like that, wants me to work with them, I'll do the same thing, but I will not sign a contract. To me, it's based on honor system. And that's old school, and many people don't seem to want to base anything on the honor system anymore. But here we go. This is another great book. This is King in Black, issue number 1. That's cover A. And then you have cover B, which is the Virgin variant. Very thick books. It's one of the things I like about these. And of course, if you like King in Black or Venom or you don't, each person's taste is different. I don't worry about what other people don't like. And if they like them, that's great. Alright, and last but not least, we have... Alright, so there's two different versions of this. I love this artwork. This is Batman and Catwoman, book 1. That's the regular one. Absolutely great artwork. And then, of course, this is the limited trade dress. The reason to say that is because it's got a smaller print of the title. So it's not a Virgin variant. And then here's the other cover, which has the first appearance of this character on the cover. I forget his name. and that is the second book, the trade dress, but it does have, oh, it's upside down, sorry about that. Right there. So again, these have the co-first appearances of this character. If anybody knows the name of that character, you are more than welcome to put that into the comments section. But of the books, that's my favorite. That is such great artwork. I love people who are talented and can make realistic artwork. So good job on that. All right, so that is the little bonus round. I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch my videos. I hope you learned something, or at least had me occupy your time for a little bit. Thank you so much for all the people that took the time to comment. And we are going to do a third person, and that is going to be Kyle McKay. You are going to be our third surprise subscriber shout out, because if I ever do extended versions, I always give another shout out. So Kyle, if you have a YouTube channel, you could post the link in the comments section. I will have to approve it, so you won't see it right away. If you do not have a YouTube channel, if you have a Twitter account, Facebook account, Instagram account, if you have an eBay account, if you want to post those instead, you can. And it is Phantasm, so that's the first cover appearance of Phantasm, according to what they said in the comic books. So that is it. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something. And do not forget, it is not you, it is not I, it is we love comics. You all have a wonderful day. And thank you to the 37 people who took the time to hit the like button. I appreciate the support.